Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangria Fuel.
What's going on, man? Mangria, my man, what is shaking? Nothing much. Fly fast, eat ass. Kiwi is my spirit animal. It's going to be called Turban Warfare. Unless you know what to do, send me the comments. Prison style.
Eddie keeps saying he wants to eat my ass. Grab a spoon, mate, and taste some class.
But Sam just spit with a spoonful in here.
Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I'm your host, Mangria Fueled, and this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Today's guest, he's here with his killer take, and happy belated birthday to H Triple, Peter Wayne Kent. What is going on, my man?
Not much. Thank you for the birthday shout out for my kid.
No problem. And also, the man who has Jake's number, representing the hashtag World Order, Stixadam. What is going on, my man?
Mangria, what's going on? PeterWayneKent, what's shake, my man? And happy birthday to Triple H.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well, what is new in your guys' life? We haven't done a part 2 on your interviews yet, but is there anything notable that you would like to shout out or mention?
Nope.
We all still good?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yep, it's a little warmer out here in Iowa, but otherwise we're still shaking.
Yeah, the temperature has rose over here in old California, but we're spoiled out here with that weather, right, Mike?
Yeah, I hate it.
Well, let's get into it then. This Feel Real After Party episode 111, Meat Sprinkles. Again, I have no idea why it was called that. I'm just guessing they're fucking with me. They kicked off the podcast by very differently this time, and I need your guys' opinion because it was my idea to have them start with the Facebook and Instagram questions. Did you guys like this change in format, and what would you like to see in the future moving on?
I like the change in format. I think Stix said it in the comments. I like what he said, where you start with the Facebook questions, go to the review, and then do Instagram questions last. I would think that format would be better.
Is that true, Stix?
Yeah, I like the change. I mean, I'm always up for something different. It kind of makes you focus and kind of pay attention a little bit more. But I do like the book in the show with the questions. I mean, I thought everything went well. I mean, I understand the guys lost some steam at the end with the recaps because Raw and SmackDown can make you a little depressed and can make you make it worse. But I thought it went well.
Yeah, I suggested this because of, we've been listening to the podcast for a very long time, and when they always finish with Raw, like the life has been sucked out of them, and you can tell how tired Zanka is. So I just dropped a suggestion that they fire it off with the questions first so we can get a fully energized Zanka. But yeah, I totally believe what you said, Stix. Sandwiching the recap between the questions is a great idea. I hope they do that this coming Tuesday. But they also talked about fake tits. Have either of you felt fake tits?
Nope.
Nope. Although I have seen my share of them on movies and strip clubs before, but otherwise, nope.
Okay, good. I thought I was alone in this. That's why in the Hall of Fame chat, I asked Zanka, what do they feel like? Because I have no idea. And that's when he said soft knees. However, I did not realize he was taking a shit while he answered that.
That sounds right down his alley.
Yeah, that has Zanka written all over it. And then Ceizar chimed in as well and said that the messed up looking ones feel like half-dried cement.
I have a feeling Caesar's probably seen his fair share of bad ones, so I'll take his word on that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Actually, I have a story I want to tell. It is from when I saw horrible fake titties. There is a strip club on Fremont Street in Vegas. I don't remember what it was called, but avoid at all costs. Me and my buddy went in there. It was my friend's birthday, and they took us to the back room because we just went in. We went in the daytime. Also a bad idea. We went and sat down at a table, and then a cute stripper got both of us up and took us both to the back room. And I'm married, and so it had been a very long time since any woman has ever paid attention to me like that before. I know they're being paid to do it, but still, it was fucking weird. So my buddy and a stripper went to one corner of the room, and then I went to another corner of the room. And my whole point of going to the strip club was I was gonna buy my buddy a lap dance because it was his birthday. So I sat in the corner with the stripper. You know, she was cute. She had I guess a B cup, and she kept rubbing her nipples on me and rubbing my nipples, and it was the most uncomfortable I had ever been in my whole life because since being married, like I've never been with any other chick, so I was wildly uncomfortable. My buddy was having the time of his life in the corner, and so I just gave her $100, and I said, "Here, it's my buddy's birthday. Go give him a lap dance." And I walked out, and I don't know what happened. My buddy has his own story about what happened because he got two strippers and a lap dance. But I walked out to the front, and we were going to Vegas on a budget. So I had another $100 bill and then some singles. That was for the ride home because we were leaving soon after that. And so I went back out to the main room and just sat and waited for my buddy. And that's when the oldest stripper in the joint walked up to me and was trying to flirt with me horribly. And she goes, "Come on, let's do something, come on." And I was just like, "Oh no, I'm just waiting for my friend. It's fine," because she was hideous. And then she got on the pole, took off her top, and the only way I can describe what her ugly titties look like were, you know how you have a giant pimple on your face and there's a tiny whitehead, and it's red, and that's when you know it's ready to pop. It looked just like that. Both of her titties looked exactly like that. And she was waiting for me to make it rain on her. But like I said, I only had singles and $100 bill, but that was money for her home, you know? So I opened my fucking wallet and I only had $3. And she started like getting on her knees and she got in front of me, like trying to like throw her titties in my face. And I just grabbed $3 and threw it at her and walked out of the strip club. I felt bad for her, but I mean, you got to make your money somehow. She only got $3 from me, but my God, those were horrible titties. She looked like she was in her early 50s. It was bad times.
Damn, you should have made it hail on Betty White. You should have threw just whatever change you had in your pocket.
I should have threw my shoe at her. That bitch was gonna turn me to stone. That Medusa looking fucking old hag.
God, I wonder at what age strippers just come to realize that it's past expiration date. It's time to go.
Well, unfortunately, I got the Ric Flair of strippers at that joint. How about you, Mike? Do you have any stripper stories?
I don't go to strip clubs.
Oh, you never been?
No.
Smart man.
I've had some good experiences at strip clubs, but not, I've only been maybe 3 times, and that was the worst one in Vegas, shockingly enough. What about you, Adam?
I've only been to a strip club once, but I've always heard from people there's 2 things. One, never go to a strip club during the day, and 2, never eat at a buffet line from the strip club.
Yeah, walking into a strip club doesn't really spark my appetite, so I'm really shocked that people do go there and eat while looking at titties and ass.
Yeah. There's only one type of chicken wings you want to see at a strip club, and it's not from the buffet line.
Well, we also found out some interesting details about Jake and Zanka this episode. Zanka loves Katy Perry music, I guess, because during the questions, they were asked if they could. Was it your question, Adam?
Yeah, I think it was about the musical one, the one that if you married but you couldn't listen to the music anymore.
I thought it was funny that Zanka said that he wouldn't want to marry Shakira and never listen to her music again because he sings "Hips Don't Lie" when he's drunk.
That doesn't surprise me.
Mike, is there any song that you sing that you're embarrassed to admit?
I don't think so.
Come on now, you know when you get that liquid courage in you, you gotta start singing something. Or when you're driving to work and a good song comes on the radio. What about you, Adam? Anything that you're embarrassed to admit that you sing?
I used to, when I got drunk, sing a lot of Fall Out Boy, but I don't really drink all that much anymore.
I must admit, I sing Linkin Park when I'm drunk. The music is pretty depressing and it kind of matches the mood, you know, and then I start thinking about Chester hanging himself and then I'm like, in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Wrong, man.
But I mean, at least it's not Disturbia. I mean, what the hell, Jake? You're singing Rihanna?
Yeah, well, there's always been something disturbing about Jake, so that kind of doesn't surprise me.
And screw him. Korn is a good band. What the hell is he talking
Yeah,
about?
I know, man. I was upset when he said
Yeah,
that too.
I had a little bit of a issue with that, but with it coming from Jake, it doesn't surprise me.
There are two things Jake said this week that pissed me off, and it was that he doesn't like Korn, and that he said Charlotte is trash on the mic. Come on, Jake. You're gonna die alone on that hill.
Jake probably listens to Hannah Montana music, man.
Jake's only mad because they can't do Kids Bop versions of Korn.
Jake's rocking out to Mbop when he's driving to work.
Yeah.
Well, also Zenka mentioned that he would still eat Stacy's Duke Shoot. Who is the sexier of the two, Stacy Keebler or Tori Wilson, Mike?
I'll go with Stacy.
Is it the legs?
Yeah.
What about you, Adam? Who do you prefer?
Oh, Stacy Keebler, man, come on now. She's like fine wine. She's aging really well.
The thing I love about Stacy is her ass. Her titties are small, but she's had some kids lately, so they might be bigger. Tori Wilson seems like she's cool to have a beer with and at least like have a one night stand. But Stacy Keebler, you can tap that for the rest of your life.
But yeah, plus didn't Stacy Keebler date George Clooney for a little while?
That's right.
Yeah.
When you stick your dick in her, you'll get some Clooney mojo on it.
Goddamn right. Get some of that Ocean's 25.
Let's get into it then. Who do you guys think is the best on the mic in the female division?
It's got to be Charlotte. Just like Zanka said, Charlotte.
Yeah, it's Charlotte for sure. I mean, she doesn't need a talk show to do her mic skills. She's just phenomenal on the mic. She can heel, tweener, face. She's got it.
She's got her dad's talent for sure.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
she's obviously working on the body, so.
Yeah. You know, right now she's doing squats trying to get that butt up.
I was watching Mars Attacks last night, and Sarah Jessica Parker was in it. And I called her the foot because everybody else does. I think Family Guy did it. I'm like, damn, she looks just like Charlotte. Maybe that's why I think Charlotte's hot.
My God, dude. Sarah Jessica Parker has like horse face like I've never seen before. She is fucking.
She's looking like she's smelling a fart.
I don't think I've ever found her attractive.
Yeah, only Matthew Broderick would.
I think Charlotte was attractive in her NXT days. Now she just looks like she's halfway to becoming Cher.
Yes.
But let's see. Best on the mic. Okay. Charlotte is the best female on the mic. A close second would be Becky Lynch, but Becky Lynch has one-liners Like, oh, this is my payoff to violence. Like, she has her good one-liners and she's great on Twitter, but as far as promos in the ring, she doesn't usually get the reaction she's looking for, and Charlotte always gets the reaction she's looking for.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Plus, can I also say this about that paying for violence? That's not very much money that she was going to pay for violence. She came out with that damn bag, and I was like, oh, she's got a bunch of money. And I was maybe thinking she was going to do like what the Bucks do with her face on some money, but that was not very much money.
It looked like she cashed her welfare check and brought the money out in a Safeway bag.
Yeah, it looks like she sold her Irish potatoes, and the day wasn't very well for selling potatoes.
Is it because she doesn't want to perpetuate the stereotype that she has a purse because she's the man?
Well, she could have brought out a briefcase.
Oh yeah, that'd be way better, huh?
Yeah, come on, put the man on a sweet looking briefcase, and then just bring it out and just throw the money out to the fans, or just dump it out in the freaking ring. But that wasn't very good promo.
Or they could have brought Seth out, and Seth could have been holding her purse for her, and he could have threw the money out.
Yeah, because we all know that she's really the Monday Night Messiah in that relationship.
Oh, she's definitely the power top.
He's got those soft knees.
As far as Alexa Bliss goes, she is good on the mic. She's good on the mic. However, when she's a heel, when she's a face, it's kind of cringeworthy. When she's a heel, she kind of sounds like a '90s generic mean girl. But I mean, she's not bad. I'll give her that. She's not the worst. She's not a Dana Brooke. I'll give her that.
Yeah, I think their problem is that they have way too many female talents that are really good at being heels, and they're not really good at being faces.
Mike, what do you think about Alexa?
Like that one time they were in her hometown, the fans were cheering her, and she even turned on her hometown crowd. You remember that one?
That's good heat.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well, they started off with the questions, like I said, and thanks to James Roche, who's a new Facebook question asker, Lars Sullivan is now in a new stable. Lars is with Billy and Chuck, and they're now known as the Poop Dicks. So, are we going to see that shirt in the shop.spreadshirt.com, Jake?
Jake's priority making it at home. Might only come in 90s.
Mike, would you wear a Poop Dick shirt and drop your kid off at school?
Hell no.
What would the graphic on the front be, by the way? Lars and Billy and Chuck's faces, or just like a well, it can't be a dick with poop on it. It'd have to be something more creative than that.
Probably Lars peeking out of a toilet or an outhouse or something.
Lars looking through a glory hole.
Yeah. Or his finger coming through a glory hole.
I also got to give a shout out to Cynic. His Choose How You Die for Ziggler was pretty fucking funny, but the second option popped me big time at work when it said, getting turned into a human centipede with the rest of the Spirit Squad, only to get ran over by Eugene in a hot dog truck who just got his license that day.
All three options were really good.
I want to make a funny picture of that. I might do that after this, but I'm definitely making a Poop Dicks one for Lars. You know, shout out to Lars. Come back to us, Lars. Where are you?
Yes, come home, Lars.
We need more material for Zanka to have nightmares.
He needs to put up more.
Show up to Saudi and get killed this Thursday.
That would be fucking hilarious. By the way, there's no Rumbles, huh? There's no Battle Royals or anything for Saudi.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What do you think's going to be the most shocking moment of Saudi this time?
when Goldberg wins the title.
Oh, what do you think, Adam?
Yeah, that might make me think about canceling my subscription.
We might not have. We might be canceling our subscription if they sell to ESPN.
Well, what about Ricochet winning?
I can live with that. I mean, I don't mind Ricochet in the ring, and I can kind of see that. Plus, if it doesn't go off very well, you know, they can just put it back on Brock on Monday, or if they want to really drag it out, they could have him win it back at Elimination Chamber.
Well, I was going to start with predictions for Saudi, but we don't have anything for Drew McIntyre, right? He doesn't have a match?
I didn't see anything.
I don't think so.
Do you guys think that Drew will Claymore Brock before the match starts? Ricochet does his 5,080, whatever he does off the top rope, and win the belt like that? Do you think Drew would do that to Brock?
What? So you have an easier chance of beating Ricochet?
Mostly to fuck with them, because you know Brock's going to win it back within 48 hours somehow.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they did give it to Ricochet right now. He's a Paul Heyman guy, isn't he, Ricochet?
Yes, he is.
He's good in the ring.
Well, you know what they haven't done in a while? A world title changing on a house show. So what if Ricochet does win at Saudi, and then Saturday they have a house show somewhere around Boston, and Brock runs in and F5s his ass and wins the title back at a house show? That would be fucking sweet for that crowd.
Yeah.
I figured that was probably how they were going to take the title off of Andrade.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, because he won it? Didn't he win it at like MSG or something like that? So I figured that's how they would probably do that.
That's right, he did.
Yeah, he won at MSG, right?
They're not gonna have Brock show up in like Kipski or something like that and lose and win the title back. I mean, they're paying him way too much money for that. They're gonna have him get the title back. It's gonna be on Raw.
Brock Lesnar won the the WWE Championship from Ricochet at Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Well, you guys,
I think if Drew's gonna be there, I think he's just gonna be there to kind of make Brock think about it and maybe make the match last longer than like 60 seconds, and maybe it'll last like 70 or 80 seconds. And then when Brock wins, he'll end up Claymoreing him and then walk off looking like the face badass that he is.
I just hope that Saudi isn't a waste of time. Hopefully it's a good show, because I'd say out of all their Saudi shows, only one has been good, and it was the most recent one. So hopefully this Super Showdown is worth our time.
Is that the one that the Fiend won?
What was that?
Is that the one that the Fiend won the title?
Yes.
Yeah. Pyromania.
What I'm thinking is they'll have more title changes happening in Saudi, so more people will tune in to be like, oh, something good could happen.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Yeah, they got to do something to put some eyes on it.
Well, you guys, are you ready for the latest installment of Hail Ceizar?
Yep.
Let's hail.
Here we go. Oh, hold on a second. For some reason it's messing up. Of course.
He's done with your fuck shit. Hail Ceizar.
Yo, it's your boy Julius_Caesar here. And today's Hail Ceizar topics were brought to you by the Steel Real guys. That's right, the podcast that started it all. Even Mangria's show, and with me giving you the hotness every week. And I'm gonna let y'all guess which fucking questions were asked by which fucking guy. But we all know what it is. All right. Question number 1. Why do hats always gotta make reviews? Come on, son, it's for the drip, baby. Yeah, a.k.a. John Witherspoon. Well, he's not the drip. I don't know why I said a.k.a. Shut your ass. Whatever. John Witherspoon, R.I.P. Motherfucker said it best. You got to coordinate, baby. Come on, man. That hat is an accessory. You don't need a hat to have a good-looking outfit. But if you do rock the hat, yeah, it's got to match somewhere. Okay? Me personally, I like matching the shoes to the shirt. If I'm not wearing like, just black or blue, which matches with everything, if I got like some yellow kicks on, then I'm dropping yellow in the shirt somewhere. Red shoes, I'm dropping red in the shirt. Occasionally, I might wear a hat. It's got to coordinate, man. It's got to look all fly. Got to trick these bitches into know you know what you're doing when you put on clothes. Because that's, 100% of what they like. Fashion shit. And then, you make them laugh, trick them into bed, get them drunk. Pop some Xannies, whatever you got to do. Don't take that seriously. And then the other one is, are the chicken and watermelon stereotypes true? Yeah. Just to let you know, it's Black History Month. Motherfucker asked that question. I'm just saying. But still, who the fuck don't like fried chicken? Nigga, I know vegans who still eat fried chicken. That shit is fucking delicious. The fried chicken stereotype is true, but it's got to be true for all races. I mean, who wouldn't want to eat some fried chicken right now? I'm filming this at 2 o'clock in the p.m. If I had some fried chicken right now, I'd eat that shit. Hell, I'd eat it for breakfast just to make waffles. Chicken and waffles. Fried chicken goes with any fucking meal. Okay? All day, every day, get lit. Fried chicken. Yes, that shit's true. I question you. Do you not like fried chicken? Motherfucker who asked this question? Exactly. Watermelon. I know some black people that don't like watermelon. I know some real country motherfuckers who put salt on that shit and claim it's delicious. But yeah, that's just true. My black ass does like fried chicken and watermelon. And with some grape soda, bitch. You got a meal fit for a king. Fuck your life. Little picnic, grape soda, fried chicken, watermelon. Yeah, it get real black out there, boy. Then the spades tournament pop up, the next thing you know, niggas fighting, drinking Hennessy. After that, when church music start playing, yeah, buddy, litness. So, that's what I got. That's what it is. If you agree or not, don't give a fuck. But you know where you can see me in the comments. Holla at your boy.
Well, thank you, Ceizar, for that.
Ceizar always bringing the fire.
Ceizar brings it, man.
Sorry, I was laughing at that shit and you muted me.
Oh man. Well, let's get into it, guys. AEW. Okay. Very controversial right here, guys. I'm about to say I'm a champion for NXT. I love NXT. And I'm a mark for NXT. However, I must admit this week AEW had the better show. So we are gonna start with AEW Dynamite. I had two problems with this episode. I will get into it as we come across it. But first, we start out with the tag team battle royal. Who was the favorite for you going into this battle royal, Mike?
I would say the Bucks.
The Bucks. Adam, you the same?
Yeah, the Bucks. I mean, just the kind of the way with the storyline that they're doing with Kenny and Hangman, you knew they were gonna have to face the Bucks.
Well, the notes that I took on this match were the Dark Order distracts SCU. And by the way, did you guys notice? I've watched Dynamite twice. When they zoomed in on Dark Order, did you see who was sitting behind him?
No.
They made
No, I didn't.
mention. They made no mention of this on the commentary. But eventually, when the fight went into the crowd where the Dark Order was talking, fucking Raven was sitting there.
Holy shit.
And
yeah, I heard a rumor saying that he might be behind it, but I did not see Raven sitting there.
Raven's old gray ass was sitting in the chair just looking, doing his Raven shtick, just sitting there like not caring. But I just found it very interesting that nobody said anything, that he was fucking sitting there. And I didn't think about Raven at all. And in my head, I was like, oh, Matt Hardy, he's the exalted one. Eventually he'll be there. I never once thought it would be Raven.
Well, that'd be huge if he was a leader. It'd be kind of good for him.
The exalted one is near, they said. Is that what they're talking about? Is that Raven, the exalted one?
See?
Because he led the flock, right, in WCW or something.
Believe so, yeah.
Oh, you're
Well,
right. I had to go Google it right now, and you're right. He's right there while they're getting beat up or whatever.
I'm gonna have to check that out again.
well, SCU was eliminated, and like I said, they went and fought by the Dark Order. Raven's old ass was sitting there. They did ask where Christopher Daniels was. I don't think anyone gave a shit, but maybe that's foreshadowing that he is gonna join the Dark Order. But I don't really care about that. The Dark Order did get eliminated eventually. Of course, the best asset that Butcher and Blade have, the bunny, distracts Jurassic Express. Uh, Luchasaurus and the Butcher got into it. I noticed that was a good stare down because very few big guys in AEW. They had a good exchange where Luchasaurus hit the Black Mass basically, and then Butcher followed it up by putting his wrist on Luchasaurus's neck, and Luchasaurus just sold it and flipped. But that was the weakest lariat I've ever seen in my life. Did you guys
Yeah,
check that out?
yeah, that was a horrible lariat.
Uh, of course, everybody's favorite, Orange Cassidy saves Trent. That was a fuck. I popped for that, and then fucking Orange Cassidy with his weak ass thumbs up, walking to the stairs to put some down. That was pretty damn funny. Another highlight was when Matt of the Young Bucks and Trent of Best Friends did the hug. They did the hug gimmick. I thought that was pretty fucking funny. Uh,
Yeah, that was hilarious.
and then Bunny, like I said, a great asset, kicks Orange in the nards. He was not able to save Trent this time. Best Friends eliminated. Matt hit a hell of a fucking super kick to an incoming
Yeah, that was.
Sammy Guevara that mirrored the Shelton Benjamin Shawn Michaels kick from Raw back in the day. My God, that was beautiful.
Yeah, but sorry, Adam Cole's been doing that a lot lately though too, with that super kick with people jumping over the ropes.
That's true. Who did it better though? Do you think Adam Cole or Matt of the Young Bucks?
I'll say Adam Cole.
Baby.
Yeah, I'm a mark for Cole.
And plus, Matt and Nick have been doing super kicks so long, we don't even really notice it as much lately.
They've been super kick partying for a while.
Super kick party.
Matt eliminates Santana and Ortiz to win. The Young Bucks will now go on to face Hangman and Omega for the AEW Tag Team Championships at Revolution. Is there anything from this battle royal either of you two want to mention that you noticed was another highlight?
When they call Kazarian Scorpio Sky.
Fucking
Little
JR.
split.
And
Anything?
yeah, you mentioned everything that I was gonna call out too.
What was that?
Oh, you mentioned everything that I was gonna say about the match too. All the spots that you got, all the ones I wanted to mention too. So that's good.
Well, thankfully, I was sober this entire time taking notes, so I was able to take better notes. After,
Poor Orange Cassidy getting his nards freshly squeezed.
yeah, pretty
But
much.
hey,
Yeah.
if that's what I'm gonna get from the bunny, I'll take that.
Hell yeah, any part of her body touching your nards, sign me up.
Oh man.
After the commercial break, we get a little video of Cody, Brandy, and their dog arriving. I thought they weren't going to bring the dog to the arena anymore because of all the fucking pyro and it's shitting itself, but, you know, whatever. I guess they have a soundproof dressing room or something. But Britt Baker joins the commentary for no reason. And then my two favorite women from AEW. If the Krumoffs was in AEW form, these two would be in the finals for me. It was Shanna and her Dragon Ball Z gear versus Chris Statlander. This was the battle of the Badunkadunks. What do you guys? What notes did you take on this match, Mike?
Not much, and I watched it twice. I just like the like you said, the Dragon Ball gear was pretty cool.
Adam, did
And
you?
when Statlander was doing the handstand around the rope or handstand around Shanna, and then she just flipped her.
That was pretty sweet. A woman that thick doing that many cartwheels. I had to pause, rub one out, and then come back to finish the rest of the match. How about you, Adam?
You had to boop yourself?
I had to boop it. I booped it good.
I gotta say, if there's gonna be anybody that's gonna take the title off of Nyla, it's got to be Statlander. She's got some momentum going for her.
The other notes I took on this, but they did a smash cut to Tony Schiavone because of all the heat that fucking Britt Baker was giving him from working at Starbucks, and he holds up a cup, and it's his face, his own logo that says Schiavone Coffee. I thought that was pretty funny. I guess they're selling those on the gift shop now. This was a pretty.
And his name was spelled wrong too.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was Toney. Like Starbucks messes your name up for publicity.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that. Do you guys get Starbucks?
Nope.
No.
I never get Starbucks. I just drink the coffee that's at work. It's a pretty good match, though. Chris does a great job selling, making Shanna look really good. Chris does eventually win with a package tombstone, which I love. She has the best finisher in all the women's division in AEW. I think she does deserve a future title shot. However, I don't believe she's going to beat Nyla. I think Kong, when she comes back, is going to dethrone Nyla. They're going to build Nyla up really strong, make her look like a beast that she is or he is, and it's going to be Kong that comes and destroys her. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be able to beat Nyla and who they have right now. But yeah, like you said, Kong, she's out filming Glow season, the final season, I think.
Yes. What about you, Adam? Do you think it's going to be Kong, or do you have all your faith invested in the alien?
I think Statlander will have some momentum going into the match, but Kong's going to be just body, physicality wise, face off wise. I think she's going to be the one.
Well, speaking of the beast, we get a Nyla Rose Riho video package recapping Nyla's great win against the 11-year-old Asian girl. And then we get an interview. Tony Schiavone interviews Nyla. Holy crap, does Nyla sound like a gay man? I don't think I've ever heard an extended promo from Nyla Rose, but if you couldn't tell she was a tranny before, holy shit, did this spill the beans?
She's definitely one you need to have that has the voiceover, like the pretty girl talking, and just having Nyla lip sync it.
What did you say, Mike?
Oh, she said, hungry, not hungry, hungry.
Is that the southern in her?
When I get hungry.
Well, Nyla does pretty much say that she's unbeatable and no one's going to take her down. And then Chris comes back out to boop the title. And then nobody expected this, but Big Swole comes out and starts getting in Nyla's face. And that's when they send security out. They don't send security out for Chris, but Big Swole calls her brother or something. And then the fucking security came out to separate everybody. Do you think Nyla's gonna? Do you think Big Swole's gonna get heat for calling her brother, or was that just wrestling?
That's what I said in the comment section. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have issues with this now that she called her brother, but nothing's been up yet.
You know, this woke society. What about you, Adam? Do you think that was a poor choice of words, or did you pop?
I think it was kind of a poor choice, but I didn't have no issue with it.
I think they should capitalize on it. I think everybody who does a promo or a program against Nyla should subtly drop hints that Nyla's a man. I want to see the Twitter outrage over this because it's gonna be fucking. I would do it. I would make fun of Nyla all the time on Twitter, in her face and everything, just to get the heat. We get a Jeff. What was that?
Sorry, I was gonna say, isn't Nyla Andy's favorite female wrestler?
Oh yeah. Andy, Andy's got that extra large bottle of lube next to him when Nyla comes out jumping around that ring like King Kong.
He's got a spork ready.
Question I wanted to ask Andy is what would his dream threesome be? But I think we already know. Nyla and Goldberg would be on his bucket list. Shout out to Andy with an I. I hope you're doing okay, man. I know you're studying out there. We miss you watching wrestling. That was fire you brought last night, though, in your Instagram story. I popped for that.
Hells yeah.
And then Sam went ahead and put it in his stories, too. That was pretty fucking funny. We got a Jeff Cobb video package after this. Once again, I have no fucking clue who this person is, but apparently he's a big deal. And for this match, we get Taz to join commentary, who brings absolutely nothing to it. Then we get Jon Moxley versus Jeff Cobb, regular exhibition match. And then Jericho makes his way out. He's got a ticket, and he's got Sammy and Jake with him, and the crowd serenades him again. I really do hope this is a thing. Mike, we need to both go to karaoke and sing this song and learn the lyrics, because when AEW comes to California, we're gonna be singing that shit.
Hope it comes out here soon.
It's gonna be pretty sweet, man. I wouldn't mind purchasing that title either. I just need to find a few extra dollars.
They're coming out with the toy version.
Yeah, get the action figure. What about you, Adam?
No, they're actually coming out with a toy version of the title now too.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they showed it today at New York Comic Con.
All right, I can afford $20. I'll get one. What about you, Adam? Do you know the words to Jericho's theme song yet?
I know some words. I have the song. I had the song on a CD. I bought it from iTunes, so it's a pretty good song.
It's a pretty good song to work out to, if I ever worked out. Well, Cobb, I think just by aesthetically, Cobb looks like a Rhino Taz combo, and he does kind of wrestle like that as well, like a striker suplex machine guy. I thought he was okay, but Mox did most of the work making Cobb look like $1 million selling for Jeff Cobb. Cobb did hit a top rope superplex, but then Moxley turned it into a pin for the win. Do either of you have any notes on this match?
I never noticed how much Cobb actually looked like Rhino until people pointed it out. It tripped me out. I've known him since New Japan and Ring of Honor. He was he recently lost the TV title over there. He's still working with them. Yeah, I like that match pretty much.
Are you a fan?
Like everybody says, this freaking AEW seemed like it was a pay-per-view quality show.
Are you a fan of Cobb, or are you just like meh?
No, he's cool. I wanted him to win the title when we were in Vegas, I think, or he had it already.
What about you, Adam?
I think Cobb's pretty good. I thought I noticed that too, that he looked like a very, very super young Rhino, but I think he's got some pretty good moves in the ring. And I had heard that Cody wanted to sign him, but Cobb kind of wanted to keep his options open of New Japan and Ring of Honor. So, but he did pretty good. I think he's got a pretty good future if he can stick around in AEW.
Should he join the Inner Circle, or should he be his own thing?
I think being in the Inner Circle will kind of help him, but I think eventually he needs to kind of branch out and be like that renegade and that mercenary guy. But it would help him rub wise with the Inner Circle.
Mike, is he good at promos?
I don't think he really talks that much in Ring of Honor either.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we haven't really heard him talk. I'm wondering if he can cut a promo or not.
he could be that silent assassin guy in the beginning and kind of work on it.
Like that Roman Reigns type.
Yeah, bleed that.
Well, afterwards, Inner Circle beats the shit out of Jon Moxley. And then some theme music starts. The Inner Circle did not react at all. Even I did. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And then here comes old ass Dustin Rhodes running for the save. And he did a decent job. Respect to Dustin. And then the lights go out for a uncomfortably long time. I thought at first I was like, oh cool, someone's coming out. But then the lights stood off and I was like, uh-oh, did they not pay the electric bill? And then eventually the crowd erupts and Darby Allin comes out and everybody freaks the fuck out. He got a huge pop. He skateboards down to the ring. A brawl ensues. They clear the ring out. Darby Allin has some incredible moves. I love how he ollied off of who was it?
Was it Santana or Ortiz?
Yeah. Santana's back with the skateboard and goes right after Sammy Guevara. After that, Dustin took out Jake, and the only two left in the ring were Jericho and Moxley, and they started fighting, giving us a preview for Revolution. What do you guys take away from this segment, and do you think Jon Moxley is taking that title?
I don't think Moxley's taking the title. I think they're going to keep it on Jericho for a while.
Adam?
No, I don't think Moxley's going to win, and I think if he does, it's going to be further on down the road in the summer. But I do like Darby, and I love how he incorporates the skateboard into his moves. I think it was Hager that kind of went for the low blow on Darby, but he used the skateboard on him, and he ended up banging his knee into the skateboard.
Yeah.
Darby is a young fella, but that dude is smart.
Yeah, he's really good. I hope they see a future in him, because I do, and I think it's going to be really good.
Well, he needs to stop doing that coffin drop on the freaking edge of the
ring apron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like it fucking hurts. I don't know if I guess he loves pain, because that dude, he gets crazy when he starts wrestling. And could you imagine if Moxley and Allin become a tag team? The crazy shit they're gonna do.
That'd be one hell of a good tag team.
Speaking of tag teams, up next, the Lucha Bros take on Hangman and Omega for the tag team championships. It seems like they have a tag team championship match every week, but this match, of course, you can never go wrong with these four. This was an incredible fucking match. I stand by what I say. Rey Fenix is a future world champion. That dude is amazing. It's exactly what you would expect in this match. What notes did you guys take on this tag team championship matchup?
Man, there were so many crazy spots in that. Lucha Brothers are really fucking good at what they do, man. So are Kenny and Hangman.
Adam, did you take any notes?
I thought it was really good match. It was spots galore. You're going to get that out of these four guys, though. It was. I could see these guys wrestle every night, in my opinion. I can see why they have the tag team championships just about every week, because you got to keep Kenny and Hangman on TV, and the Lucha Bros are just phenomenal. I think they're going to have the tag team titles on them sometime down the road here. It was a really good match, and I can see these guys go at it every week.
Who impressed you the most out of these four guys?
I'm a mark for Kenny Omega, so I'm gonna anytime I can watch him wrestle, I do. But it was I like it how they still kind of put that seed in your head because I think it was Hangman. I think he clotheslined Kenny on accident. So I love how they kind of plant those seeds between those two.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge mark for Kenny, so anytime I can watch Kenny, I do, and I think it was a good match for him.
Are you happy with the end result to this match, Mike?
Yeah, I think it seems like Cold and Shawn Michaels when they had the titles together. That's why I had the feeling of.
Oh, with Hangman and Omega?
Yeah, because Hangman drinks beer and then Kenny's like Shawn.
Well, I wrote on here great action. They worked on Omega's left leg, and I love how Omega tossed Phoenix into Hangman, and fucking Phoenix turned it into a cutter on the Hangman. That was pretty fucking badass. And then like you guys said, Hangman accidentally hits Omega with the buckshot. But you know they played replays of the previous encounters, and hasn't Hangman did that in every fucking match, and Omega's just like whatever. He never takes it personal. So that's why yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they mentioned that in on commentary that Hangman keeps hitting him like every match or something like that.
I'm glad that doesn't spark an immediate turn from Omega. Like Omega's more forgiving, maybe because he's a part of the elite and he just wants everyone to get along. But if Omega kept hitting Hangman like that, I bet you Hangman would get pissed and walk out on him immediately. The Hangman.
That's probably how they're gonna lose the titles.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Hangman's kind of he kind of walks out on him anyway, because like the Bucks usually kind of come down, or someone from the elite comes down and they kind of check on Kenny and stuff like that, and Hangman kind of sticks around a little bit, but then he just takes off in the crowd drinking beer. And
well, speaking of that, he did that again tonight after Hangman and Omega win. The Bucks come down to help Omega up because he got pretty banged up during the match, and Hangman just leaves and drinks beer from the crowd as usual. This match was pretty damn cool. This, like Mike said, this was a pay-per-view quality AEW episode, and it's not even over yet. When they come back from commercial, we get the announcement that AEW has a new line of action figures, soon to be bought by yours truly. Because when any of these assholes come to town, I'm getting that autograph and I'm bringing my sign.
yeah, they look good too.
Mike, you gonna buy them all for your kid?
I told him they look better than WWE figures, and he goes, "Oh, they look like the elite figures."
Yeah, they do.
They're very good quality, and they have it was a New York Toy Con or something that I seen earlier that they showed 4 more of the figures, and they look pretty good too. There was an MJF one.
Was he rocking the scarf?
Yeah, I think so.
Of course. Well, after this commercial, we get a video package of how Cody, MJF, and Wardlow ended up in this main event steel cage matchup. I took a good amount of notes on this, but what notes did you guys take? Mike?
Wardlow pretty much dominated the whole match until the end. And then how they're calling his move the F10, one-upping Brock Lesnar on the F5.
They just have to stick it to WWE somehow. Adam, did you take any notes on this match?
From what I saw, it was a match that made Wardlow look strong. I like the way the steel cage looked. I always kind of try to keep an eye on how they got the steel cage looking and stuff like that. I didn't like how they kind of had because I think there was a little bit of a gap between the cage and the ring. I mean, that's just nitpicking. I thought it made Wardlow look strong. I like how Cody kind of was able to get a move in there, here and there, and that freaking move from the top rope was crazy. And I thought it was good that Cody won. He kind of figured he was going to. And all in all, it was a really good match. It was a pay-per-view quality match, and I thought it was pretty good.
Well, you brought up an interesting point, Adam. That was actually, I was worried watching this fucking match because, like you said, the steel cage went all the way to the ground rather than hooking to the apron. So every time Wardlow would throw Cody against the cage, I would like clench my butthole hoping that Cody didn't fall into that gap that was between the chain link and the fucking apron because my God, that someone could get hurt. There could be an injury. I now understand why WWE does it the way they do. Mike, were you nervous watching this match? And what was your favorite part of the entire main event?
I think Cody did fall in between the cage and the ring.
Oh, he did?
I think so. I watched it twice, and I swear I seen Cody sideways in there. Not sideways, but height-wise, vertical.
Yeah.
If you watch it back, I'm pretty sure that Wardlow did throw him in there like that.
They need to fix that because someone is going to seriously get injured from that. The notes that I took on this was that Wardlow was throwing Cody around a whole lot during this match. Like you said, Adam, making Wardlow look real good. Cody gets busted open when I guess he got tossed into the cage, and it didn't look like it was a blood-worthy blow to the steel cage, but maybe Cody bladed. I don't know, but Cody's going to be the Triple H of AEW. He's going to bleed in every match, even during promos. But Arn, I like how Arn used the cage door to hit MJF in the face. Wardlow nails a swanton off the top rope. For a big guy, it's always impressive to see big guys do aerial moves like that. I didn't expect that from Wardlow. Cody lands a crossroads for a 2 count. He says, fuck that. He doesn't miss a beat. He climbs to the very top of this steel cage, a la Jimmy Snuka, moonsaults onto a standing Wardlow. He didn't get all of it. I noticed that Wardlow had to catch him. I think the brunt of this entire thing was Wardlow's arm. But, I mean, it did look awesome. The crowd popped for it. It was a great-looking spot. Cody does win. And this brings up my gripes for this episode. My only 2 gripes was that Jeff Cobb debuted in his match, lost. Wardlow debuted in his match, lost. 2 brand new guys that are supposed to be monsters both debuted and lost their first match on Dynamite. I did not like that. However, I still think they have bright futures in this company. We can now see what they're capable of. Who do you think out of those 2 is going to make the most impact on Dynamite, AEW? Adam?
Well, I think it's going to be Wardlow because I think if they keep him with MJF, he's got a future with that. And I agree with you on that. I thought they both should have probably had wins, and they both have bright futures. And and what you said was right. Wardlow had to kind of move to be able to get Cody to be able to hit it, and even then, he still only got him with, I think, like part of his arm and stuff like that. So I didn't like it that both guys lost, and I totally agree with you on that.
Well, Mike, you're more familiar with Jeff Cobb than me and Adam. Do you believe Jeff Cobb will make a bigger impact if he hangs with the Inner Circle, or do you believe MJF and Wardlow will have the bigger impact going forward?
I think Wardlow, because he's a bigger guy. Jeff Cobb, I don't think he's that tall. I think he's probably 5'11", 6 foot maybe, because he looks small next to Jericho and John Moxley. He's a big dude, but he's not that tall like everybody likes the tall guys. And like Adam said, the moonsault off the cage, especially when they went to the top view of the camera, you can see that Cody totally missed him. My son even caught that. He's like, he just hit his arm.
I guess
but they had to end it right there because they ran out of time. I think they should have gave that match longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I went on Cody's Instagram this morning, and I guess he posted a picture saying that he fractured his big toe because of that moonsault. So Cody really took all the punishment on that spot. Wardlow was just there to catch his boss, I guess. But another thing I forgot to mention was Brandy hit MJF with the chair. It didn't affect MJF at all, but it was funny, and he got in her face. But then Arn threw his ass over the barricade. I like how Arn is like Cody's dad, protecting him. Arn is another great asset to have on your side. and Brandy just has a great ass.
Well, I think
do you think?
No, go
Sorry,
ahead.
Adam.
Go ahead, PD.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do you think Arn's gonna turn on Cody like everyone thinks?
Well, he kind of did give shades of that when he was holding the door, and MJF's like, hit him, you know you want to, and Arn was kind of like, playing it off. It could be a future angle, and Arn's excuse could be like, Cody, you're a little older, and MJF's the future. I gotta mentor this guy. What do you think, Adam?
I was just gonna say that right before he slung that cage door, he was saying that, and I kind of liked how they did that because Arn sold that for a little bit. That he was like he stood there and he thought about it before he swung the cage door. So I kind of like that. It was a little something to kind of keep in mind for us wrestling fans.
Well, Mike, you watched AEW, correct?
Yeah.
Did it go picture in picture once for you during the commercial break?
It went a couple of times.
It didn't for me
I think
at
it just
all.
didn't do it once. It didn't go picture in picture for you?
No, I DVR.
That's probably when.
Because I work nights, so I DVR NXT and AEW, and in the past it did the picture in picture, but it didn't do it once. So every time JR said, we gotta take a commercial break, but we're not going anywhere, I expected the picture in picture to happen, but it just went to commercial. Did anything notable happen during the picture in picture segments?
I think that's when Cody got stuck in between the ring and the cage.
Oh, okay. No wonder I didn't know that happened. Is that?
Yeah, I want to say. I think I found when I searched for it on YouTube, I found that somebody threw the match on YouTube, and I want to say I think if I remember right, I think at least once they went picture in picture during the match.
Oh wow, I guess Xfinity's screwing me over here. But overall, AEW, great episode. This might be my favorite episode it's ever had. The best ending it's ever had. I loved it. Moving on, NXT. They started out with a takeover recap. Do either of you have any more to say about NXT Takeover Portland?
No, I really didn't watch that one. I watched some bits and pieces of it. I seen the last match. That's the only one I was really interested in.
Adam?
I still say it was one of the top 5 takeovers and like the history of takeovers. It was freaking awesome. And I was glad that it was a standalone. I'm glad that they gave it its own stage on a Sunday. So I'm a huge mark for NXT, and it was freaking awesome. No complaints.
I think NXT TakeOver Portland was flawless. I loved it. I'd give it 8 solid slices. I loved every single match. It's going to be very difficult to top that for the WrestleMania one. But as I've mentioned before, takeovers just keep one-upping each other. Each takeover is better than the next. And I have yet to be disappointed. But the Undisputed Era come out. And Roddy, of course, is pissed off at Velveteen. Velveteen does interrupt. Roddy gets pissed off. Are you looking forward to a future feud between these two, or do you think tonight's match was it for the Velveteen Roddy feud?
I don't think that was it because he's made it personal, so they'll probably have a takeover match, I believe.
Do you think Velveteen will stick with this feud, Adam, or do you think before the next takeover happens, Velveteen will be injected in the championship picture?
I think it could kind of go on for a little while on TV, but I think he'll be. I think he's going to start injecting himself into the title here before Takeover.
Well, you know what I want to see? I want to see Velveteen destroy the Undisputed Era one by one. I want to see him go through all 3 members and then take out Adam Cole WrestleMania Takeover for the championship, so we can finally get Velveteen on that pedestal that we all have put him on. The first match of the night was for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Lio Rush versus Jordan Devlin. Did you take any notes on this match, Adam?
No, I don't. I don't typically take notes when I watch them, but I thought this was kind of up there with possibly being the match of the night. I mean, these guys went back and forth. It was a really great match, and I was glad to see that they had Devlin keep the title, and I could kind of see these guys facing each other later on down the road.
I have a more negative view on this match. It was a decent match. In NXT in America, Jordan Devlin has zero character, so that's why the crowd probably didn't really care too much about him. Maybe I'm jaded from watching Garza and Leo tearing it up, but this match was okay. I mean, apparently Leo was the face in this match. Devlin, he was impressive in this match. He did a float over cutter from the apron, which I thought was pretty badass, and Leo hitting the second rope Poison Rana, followed up with a stunner, was fucking badass. I also took a note that if Finn Balor had sex with the Lego woman, that'd be Jordan Devlin, would be their child. Devlin does win with his snap side suplex. Mike, what did you take away from this match if you watched it?
I watched it, but I didn't take any notes down. It was a decent match. That's all I got for you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. No, I kind of agree. I know these two can really go in the ring. I don't know. I wasn't that into it. Like I said, watching Garza and Leo tear it up compared to this one wasn't that great. But, I mean, they still did a great job. Dakota Kai and Straight Sonya do a backstage interview. Apparently they have each other's backs. But then old Grandpa Regal comes up and announces that in 2 weeks there will be a steel cage match between Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. Are you looking forward to this match, Adam?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, the TakeOver match alone sold me on this rivalry, and telling me that it's going to be in a steel cage, it made me that much more hyped for it.
Well, Cynic did, in his question of the week, say that the street fight was trash. I would love to know why, Cynic. So if you're listening to this, post it in the comments. I want to know why you didn't like Dakota Kai versus Tegan Nox street fight, because, I mean, I thought it was decent. It was a really good match. And then the ending where Straight Sonya chokeslam Tegan on that table and it didn't break, like, that was fucking brutal. I thought it was a pretty damn good match. But yeah, in a steel cage, this is going to be fucking awesome. Someone's bleeding, and hopefully not from menstruation, and hopefully Straight Sonya stays out of it. But I believe it's going to be a barn burner. What about you, Mike? Are you going to pay attention to this match when it comes on in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I did catch that match at the TakeOver too. I forgot about that one until you guys mentioned seeing Straight Sonya come out, slamming Nox on the table. Hopefully, still cage match is good between both of them.
I really don't know her name,
out.
so I'm going to call her Straight Sonya from now on.
If I was going to nitpick on that TakeOver match, it was that Straight Sonya came in and like interfered and kind of ruined it. But that's just me being a wrestling fan and having a gripe. I mean, I thought the match was phenomenal.
Yeah, it is always a shame when someone comes in and ruins like a really good matchup, but I guess eventually the end result is they get to stretch the story out. So maybe eventually it'll stretch out to take over WrestleMania. Who knows? But after this, Austin Theory comes to the ring, and we're all thinking, okay, Austin Theory is probably just going to face some jobber in a showcase match. But no, Tommaso Ciampa comes out to cut a promo. Austin was kind of like upset, like, what the hell, man? I'm supposed to have a match. And Tommaso's up, like, not tonight, man. Not tonight. And then Austin tries to attack Tommaso during the promo. Tommaso punches him, and then he tells Johnny Gargano he wants Johnny Gargano out of NXT. So this kind of foreshadows what match they could have. They could either have a loser leaves NXT match, or my fingers are crossed at the WrestleMania Takeover. The way to end the rivalry: Hell in a Cell, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. What do you prefer, Adam? Loser leaves NXT or Hell in a Cell to end this rivalry?
I'm down with either one of them, but I'm totally gonna go with the Hell in a Cell. I mean, I'm a guy that's wants the brutality, and I think that match would be right up Ciampa's alley, because he's that guy that's just, he's gonna take you to hell, and he's gonna make you feel him. And I think it would be the perfect way to probably have Gargano go up to Raw or SmackDown.
Mike, do you want to see either of these guys leave NXT?
I don't, but they probably will, and I agree with Sticks. I'll go for Hell in a Cell because that's my favorite match. And Ciampa says he doesn't want to go to the main roster, so Gargano will probably end up going. But those guys always put on a great match, so they never disappoint.
Well, after Tommaso got done talking, he then proceeds to murder Austin Theory, throws him barricade to barricade, just brutalizing Austin Theory, setting up their match for next week. Hopefully Tommaso gets the win, because that dude does not need to eat any more L's.
Yeah. He literally sunned Austin Theory. He was like, "Son, you know who I am?"
Could this be setting up an ally, though? Could this be setting up Austin Theory helping Johnny Gargano now? Could Tommaso have fucked himself by doing this to Austin Theory?
I don't think so. I mean, it's nice for Austin Theory to kind of give him somebody and Ciampa to have a match with, but I think we're a little ways away from Theory kind of being put in a spotlight.
Mike, are you familiar with Austin Theory?
Not really. I know he was in Evolve, but that's about it.
I believe that kid has a bright future, and we'll be seeing big things from him sooner rather than later. After this, we get a Robert Stone segment with a photographer taking pictures of Ashley Green. I'm on the fence about this one, fellas. Is Ashley Green hot or not?
Face-wise, no, not really, but the body-wise, she's really good. So,
Mike?
I don't remember that segment. Sorry.
Well, I agree with you, Adam, 100%. Here I go stealing the 100% line. Ashley Green is a butterface. She's got the body, but not the face.
like, I think if you put Alexa Bliss's face on her, I think Vince McMahon would rocket strap her in more than one ways to the top. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's what's going to hold her back.
Yeah, Vince McMahon would rocket strap her to the top of his dick. She'd be winning WrestleManias for 5 years in a row.
Wow. That's Ryder's girl, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So apparently she's into theme parks, I guess.
Probably not the only thing she's into.
After this, we get a very impressive Finn Balor video package bragging about what he did to Johnny Gargano. He closes with, "Watch my next move." Who should Finn Balor go after next, you guys?
I gotta think it's gotta be Adam Cole. I mean, I don't know
That's what I was going to say.
Who else. I mean, I could see it Ciampa, but I mean, he would get obliterated by Keith Lee. And I think you gotta, after that match, it's almost to the point where you gotta put a title on him.
That's an interesting take. What do you think, Mike? Who should he go after?
I think it should be I think it'd be cool if they had a triple threat or even a four-way match for the title with Balor, Gargano, Ciampa, and Cole. That would be an awesome match too.
You know what I could see happen? What if Finn Balor does go after Keith Lee? And that's the way they can get the North American Championship off of him so Vince can get his hands on Keith Lee on the main roster.
Man, that would not be believable, man. Keith Lee would squash that little man.
You know he would cheat like a motherfucker, though.
Yeah.
Although it could give us the next Pounce gift like it did with Cole.
That's true.
They tried that on Raw this week too, I think, didn't they?
I believe so.
It was Street Profits or somebody, right? They shoved one of the wrestlers and they went flying when they came down the ring.
Dawkins did do that.
Yeah, he's big enough to pull that off, but not as good as Keith Lee.
No, nobody can pounce like Keith Lee.
Freaking Cole went flying, man.
We had a next match here with I can tell you this definitely was not on the Hulu version. Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde versus the Grizzled Young Vets, which I guess are staying in NXT. Once again, James Drake was the standout. That guy, keep your eyes on James Drake. I believe one day he will be a big deal in NXT. Raul Mendoza, he was pretty good. The Grizzled Young Vets win, of course, with a ticket to Mayhem. And then they cut a promo afterwards. Both great heels, but Gibson did all the talking. Are you guys familiar with any of these guys?
Nope.
I like Grizzled Young veterans. I love how I forget which one it is, but like when it usually happens in the beginning of the match when the other one gets thrown into the corner and his tag team partner runs into the corner to save him from taking the damage from the turnbuckles. But I mean, these guys are I think they're the next big thing in tag team wrestling. They're just they're a team to keep an eye on.
I hope so, because they were the first ever NXT UK tag champions. They both have bright futures ahead of them. We will be seeing more from these guys. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in NXT for War Games next year. We shall see. But after this, the Broserweights come out and celebrate in the crowd with their tag team championships. They cut a promo in the ring, and funny enough, apparently their Dusty Cup trophy failed the wellness policy, so they will not be accompanying them to the ring in the future. Only Lorcan.
Someone's got to take a fall for a Riddle.
Yeah. Riddle's just money, and Pete Dunne with him, they're just fucking the chemistry between those guys. It's all good. I hope those guys have a great run with those title belts and keep them away from the fucking Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era has had enough gold, enough opportunities. Let's see the rise of the Broserweights.
Peter Dune and Matthew Rydell. They are the face of the tag team division right now.
Yes, they are. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch come out to set up the match, and these guys do not pull any punches, especially with the NXT UK guys. You could hear every kick Pete Dunne delivered. I thought he was slapping his thigh to, make it seem more devastating. That dude was kicking him in the head, and that sound was coming from skull to boot. That was impressive. The Broserweights pick up the win. However, do you guys think Oney and Lorcan are ever going to win anything? It seems like they lose every match, but they put on a hell of a performance.
I think they're the Cesaro of the tag team division right now, and it's sad because they are a really good tag team.
Both bald, both from the UK. How about you, Michael? Are you familiar with those guys?
Not really, but they did put on a good match, and they've got to be future champions.
I'm hoping so, because I feel bad for them. Like Adam said, they're like the Cesaro of fucking NXT. Up next, we get Undisputed Era hyping up Roddy for his matchup in a little backstage segment. And then after the commercial break, the Forgotten Sons are on Twitter responding to the Grizzled Young Vets promo saying they're down with America and stuff. Are the Forgotten Sons, did they change their gimmick? Are they like red, white, and blue guys now? Do you know, Adam?
I don't know if all of them, but I think one of them or a couple of them were actually in the service. And to tell you the truth, I forgot about these guys.
I did too. That they have the correct name, the Forgotten Sons, because nobody remembers these assholes. But I guess this set up the match for next week: Grizzled Young Vets versus the Forgotten Sons. Should be a good match. You know they always bring it. But Keith Lee comes out, of course, to the serenade from the crowd. Keith Lee, bask in his glory. He's about to talk when a forgotten member of the NXT roster comes out, Kona Reeves, who basically has Jobber written all over him. He comes out, picks up the mic.
Don't forget that. He's the finest.
The finest, yes. He's about to grab a mic to cut a promo, and Keith just decks his ass. He tells him, ring the bell. The match starts. Keith hits his finisher. Match over. We think this is the end of the Keith Lee segment, but no. Dominic Dijakovic appears and cuts a promo saying because his lower back went out during the match, that's why he lost. Keith says, everybody wants us to fight forever. Go talk to Regal about it. Do you think this match has jumped the shark yet? Or do you really want to see Keith Lee and Dominic fight forever, Adam?
I would have ended it after TakeOver. I mean, don't get me wrong, both guys are super talented, but this at some point you gotta end this and move on. So unfortunately, it's jumped the shark for me.
Well, Mike, I have a hypothetical for you. Would you, if we had the power to wave a magic wand and have this happen, would you want to see Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa fight forever, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fight forever, or Dominic and Keith Lee fight forever? Who would you pick?
Obviously, Ciampa and Gargano.
Oh, wow. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, I got to go with Peter Wayne on this one. Give me Ciampa and Gargano all day.
I don't think they've ever had a bad match. That those guys can bring it, and they get you invested in that match. Even I bet you can get a casual fan who doesn't give a shit about this, put them in front of a TV and play any one of their matchups, and they'd be fully invested in that. I totally agree with you guys. Dominic and Keith, that should have ended only because I think they should give other wrestlers opportunities. Not to sound like Dana Brooke, but they need to give someone else an opportunity to take that belt off of Keith. Because, I mean, I know they have great chemistry and all, but Jesus, they have a whole roster of unused talent in the locker room. Come on now.
100%.
Me or was it Keith Lee trying to make it sound like Dijakovic was in love with him during that promo?
I just can't quit you.
Definitely made him look like he was obsessed with them.
You know, they text every day and work out together and eat lunch together and Facebook friends. They poke each other every day. Well, up next, I can guarantee this wasn't on the Hulu version. Kaden Carter took on Chelsea Green in a rematch, trying to reboot the Robert Stone brand. The crowd was fucking dead. They did not care about this. And then Bianca Belair did a run-in. Very bizarre.
Yeah.
She did not attack either of them. She cut a promo on Charlotte in the middle of their match, woke the crowd up, and then left. I thought that was fucking funny. The match did continue. Robert Stone tripped Kaden. Chelsea hits a strange unprettier for the win. Did either of you see this match, and what are your thoughts?
I did, and when they said she went for that unprettier, I was like, that's not the unprettier. That's some kind of like weird, unfortunate mutation of an unprettier. That's not what I saw Christian doing.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Yeah, she did a more arm. She like used the arms more, right? Instead of hitting the head of Caden.
Well, she didn't even like a lot of them when you turn them and they have their face for that when they go like they're supposed to be almost like a face plant, and it didn't look like it. It was just totally not it.
I would call it the deflator because nobody was into that fucking match, and that finisher was awful.
Maybe you could call it like the Rough Rider 2.0 if you wanted to do it from like a standing position, but it was yeah. Bianca saved that.
Do you guys agree that Robert Stone looks like Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, used car salesman. Yeah.
Every time I see him, I think fucking Bradley Cooper. But moving on, Velveteen Dream versus Roddy Strong, the main event for this lackluster NXT episode. Seeing these two struggling a lot in the beginning, it kind of made it seem like a shoot fight. Like, did they discuss this in the back? Like, okay, first we're gonna start out by trying to get one up on each other, but neither of us are gonna give. Did they plan that, or did you guys think that was a shoot?
Yeah, I thought it was a shoot. They looked like they didn't discuss the beginning of it, but it was one of those that definitely was a horrible beginning, but it increased in the end.
Yeah, that match seemed like it was all over the place. I wasn't expecting. I thought Roderick was going to pull out the win somehow, but he didn't.
By the way, are Elvis jumpsuits Velveteen's new gimmick? Is he going to come out in a new Elvis jumpsuit every match and then rip it off like Angel Garza?
Yeah, I was wondering why the hell he had a jumpsuit on and it was to cover the tights.
During the match, I love how Beth gasped. I don't know if you listened to this or not, Adam, but during the match, Roddy gave a thumb to Dream's eye, and Beth went, like she was like super over dramatic about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely
when she
did
did
that.
And
Yeah,
then
she's definitely trying to help sell it.
this one was picture in picture during the commercial break because I saw Velveteen grab a fan sign and like smash it in Roddy's face. I'd never seen that done before. I thought that was pretty innovative on Velveteen's part. Um, Also, during a Roddy Strong headlock, pretty gross, but they both slobbered on each other. Like a huge thing of spit came out of Velveteen's mouth and landed on Roddy's leg. And then Roddy's spit came out of his mouth and got into Velveteen's wig. Like that was pretty fucking gross, but I guess they were both exhausted. Um, Dream does remove his jumpsuit eventually to reveal Marina front and center on his tights, on his cock and his ass. Um, the Undisputed Era does come out to distract, but Dream takes them all out with a double axe handle. Dream then wins the match with the Dream Valley Driver. The Undisputed Era beat the shit out of him. NXT goes off the air. What are you guys going to remember most about this NXT episode?
Not much, really.
I guess I was waiting to see if someone was going to come out and help Velveteen when he got jumped, but you could kind of tell it was his first match since I think what they say October, November. So it was a good one to kind of have him get back in and work the kinks out, but it was also one that was like it's not going to leave me with anything memorable.
I think they should have worked this match out a lot more, like during house shows or something, and then paid it off at a takeover because, like you said, it was kind of sloppy. Velveteen kind of did have some ring rust. There were some sloppy moments during the match. I did appreciate though how they fooled me into thinking it was a shoot at the beginning of the match because they were struggling so much. It seemed like a legit wrestling match. And then I say the most memorable part of this entire NXT episode, let's see, probably Riddle saying that the trophy failed the wellness policy.
finding out that their golf cart got impounded.
Yeah.
Man, Peter Dunn thought he sounded like he was super pissed about that.
I wish I could do the accent, but yeah, he's like, you managed to get our golf cart impounded.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, fellas. We did it. We broke down the Steel Row After Party episode 111. We broke down AEW, NXT. Is there anything else you guys would like to mention or shout out before we end the episode? You there?
Yeah, I was waiting for Stix to say something.
Oh.
I just got shout out to the guys. Shout out, keep up the good work, Mangria. Happy birthday again, belated birthday to Triple H, and hashtag World Order, baby.
Speaking of hashtag, what should the hashtag be for this episode?
Weekend at Bernie's, because it's kind of forgettable. I mean, AEW did have the better show this week, but outside of that, I mean, it was one that if you had to take a week off from vacation and week off from wrestling to kind of recharge, this was the week to do it.
Hashtag
2 guys in the sticks.
Hashtag poop dicks.
Run with it.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank everybody for listening. And as always, all hail Linda's Bush.